Yo, it's your girl Lex, of course, checking in on Winning Wednesdays. That's right, Winning Wednesdays. Today I have a very, very special guest in the building. That's right, I have Journae Stanley here with the Graphic Plugs. Graphic Plugs is one of Atlanta's hottest graphic designers. That's right. So I'm going to let Journae go ahead and introduce himself, give you guys a little gem about who he is and what he currently offers. And how you can follow him and how you can stay tuned to him, guys. Go ahead, Journae.
What's good? What's good? First off, I want to give honor what honor is due. Appreciate you, Lex, for inviting me up here. My name is Journae D. Stanley, as she said, and I'm graphics.plug ATL, also Vision Unplug. I'm a graphic designer. I help people create content, do social media management, and I'm also a gospel artist. I just dropped my new single, No Demons Allowed, and you can find the music on my Instagram page at Vision Unplug. I'm just ready to allow you guys in so that you guys understand what it takes to just be your true and authentic self.
That's right. And you heard it from Journae himself. That's right. Do you have any Twitter, any TikTok? How would the guys and girls follow you if they're interested into, graphics, into marketing with you? How can they actually find you other ways?
Okay, so on Instagram, my graphic page is graphics.plugatl. Then the everything music is Vision Unplugged. And then through those links, you can just click the link tree in those links to get all of my other socials.
Thank you, Journae, for that information. Now, a question I have for you, Journae, a very important question. One of the number one questions that's, like in the industry now, how did you get into marketing and branding? Because marketing and branding is very big. It's big. It can take your company from here to here. So how did you actually get into marketing and branding?
That is a great question. I love sharing this story because, as you guys know, I'm a Christian rapper. So literally, the only reason that I ever started doing anything with graphic design was literally because I wanted to create my own marketing promotional things for the music. So literally, my ninth grade summer going into 10th grade, I believe I was 14, I remember having this cracked version of Photoshop on my mom's computer. And then I just used to make collages and I just used to make these different things. And I used to make my song covers and stuff like that. And before that, I was only using Pixar on my mom's phone. And so what's so crazy is I was in Clayton County going to Lovejoy High School. And they had literally just, when I went back to 10th grade, they literally added an intro to digital design course to the school. So I was like, it's so ordained that I was playing with this that summer and they added this course. And I was already so advanced, the teacher would use me to help all the other students get better at the program.
Wow.
So yeah, that's how that happened.
That's so dope. Now, as you got into like the marketing and branding, before you got into marketing and branding, what was your career field like before marketing and branding?
Literally before marketing and branding, like I said, it started at a young age at 14. So before that ever came into my life, it was literally just me, doing music and, just doing, my thing in the studio with my...
I got a quick question.
Go ahead.
Was it just gospel music or was it like rap and you transitioned to gospel? Let us know. Because everybody has a story and everybody has a testimony.
Exactly. So in the beginning, it started with just me rapping. Then when I had experience with, God, it changed to me doing gospel. Then I went through a season where I went back to doing it the regular way. So it was kind of this constant back and forth until I was like, all right, God, I'm going to stop running and just do it the way you want me to do it.
Exactly.
So hope that answers your question.
Thank you. It definitely does. What's your role in branding in the music industry? Like, what can you offer to the music industry to help take the next rapper or the next musician or the next, entrepreneur to that next level? What can you offer to them?
So funny thing is that you said something about the rappers and stuff like that. That's literally how it all started for me. I wasn't doing like all of the graphics that you see me working with now, like with the female entrepreneurs. Everything started from like making mixtape covers for other artists and other rappers and stuff like that. So a lot of times now, even when I'm talking to people, I'll let them know like, hey, I started with all of the motion graphics when people like you. you guys probably see it all the time, like their head might be moving to the side, the chain is moving on their neck, and just different stuff like that. But I'll definitely just say to, the artist, the entrepreneur, like, make sure your stuff is top notch. We are in the era of do it yourself, DIY, and that's cool. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure if you're doing it yourself, you can do it in excellence, because you don't want to taint all of your expertise and put out a message that just makes all your stuff look watered down and just, sorry to say it, trash. Yeah.
Right. Especially by you being a dope graphic designer. Of course, you work with me. You work with other graphic designers and other entrepreneurs as well. And your work is very, very amazing.
Appreciate
I salute you. I appreciate you. I mean, you've been one of the most loyal graphic designers I've ever worked with.
Dope.
How do you incorporate digital marketing and graphic design and managing like social media? Because social media right now is big.
Oh, yeah.
And I always tell anyone, if you're not selling yourself on the media, if you're not selling your business, you're not selling your company.
Correct.
Now, it's never meant for you to sell your soul. That's not a part of what God is requesting. So with that being said, how do you incorporate like the digital marketing that you can help the next entrepreneur that's watching us, the next, hairstylist, the next rapper, the next CEO, the next car salesman? How can you help them with digital marketing and social media management to take their business to that next level?
That is such an amazing question. So first, I always start, even when I'm working with my clients, I always tell them you have to recognize your authentic self and your authentic voice, because we all know in social media, looking at everyone, it's real easy to start trying to become someone else. Like it's a thin line between inspiration and just complete you duplicating what someone else is doing. So I tell people first, I let them know that, hey, you have to believe in what God gave you. You got to understand that what's inside of you is different from what everyone else has. And before I work with clients, before we do graphic design, before we do the social media management, I have to be able to excavate and show that person, not only are you telling me who you are, you need to be able to tell yourself who you are. So that helps me do everything as it pertains to their brand. It helps me to help them market, because I can do a great job marketing, but what am I marketing if you don't know yourself? Who are we talking to? If you don't know yourself, you're not going to know who you should be talking to. So I first help my clients really identify their target audience, because your marketing message is going to be based on who you're speaking to. So let me know if I answered everything that you said.
You definitely did.
Okay,
Thank you so much for that information. Guys, I hope you got your pens, your notepads. I tell y'all every Wednesdays, it's the Winning Wednesday. So take all the notes, take all the gems, take everything that you can and use this to multiply and build your capital. How do you stay motivated in an industry that's, you got million of gospel singers, you got million graphic designers, you got million of, social media managers. How do you stay motivated in the midst of all of that? Like, what separates you from them?
So should I give the long answer or the short answer?
I want you to give,
Okay.
drop it.
So I want to take us back. And I want to take us back to a time when I was 14 years old, right?
Right.
And I had an experience with the Holy Spirit. And I just remember I was sitting in my sister's room watching TV, and suddenly, like, my body just started getting hot. Then my body started getting cold. And I remember my mom just coming in the room, and I was just crying. I don't know what I was crying. I was just crying uncontrollably or whatever. And I remember I just hit the ground. I couldn't move. I didn't hurt myself or nothing. And I literally just heard, like, it wasn't audible, but it was like, I know my thoughts. And I just, felt God telling me about what I was going to do in my life, my career, my music and stuff like that. And like I said, I'm 14. So all I did was I told him, I was like, if this is really you, bring someone to me to confirm these things that you told me or whatever. So that same week I was going to, like I said, I was staying in Clayton County, and I was going to a church called Divine Faith, and I was in a youth ministry. And this guy from Guyana, he came up to me and he was like, basically telling me everything that was told to me that God told me a few days ago. And some of those things that God said was that, I would travel the world with my music, that people will be crying out, not because of me, but because his glory that shines upon me and stuff like that. So at a young age like that, I always say that even when you look in the Bible, like a lot of the people that God got like at a young age when they was in the prophetic ministry and stuff like that, they would be young. God will snatch him young. And if everybody, you ask any of my family members, if you ever see them, like, I was such a depressed child, angry and stuff like that. But when I had that experience, I always say that life began to have color. And that's why I can never forget who I am, because God literally snatched me up and told me in my face who I was, So
Exactly. I love that. Also, I would like to know, like, as a graphic designer, because like I said, I talk to multiple graphic designers, like weekly, daily. I have people DM me, I have people email me, and I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, and I can do that. It's so many graphic designers out here that's making promises that they actually can't keep. And a lot of people that consider themselves graphic designers don't know what comes behind graphic designer. You get what I'm saying? Or social media management. Like, a lot of people don't understand. You can't have a social media account and someone writes you today about a service and you write them back 15 days later or 2-3 days later. One thing I've learned in life, like, when someone wants something, they want it right then and there.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're managing social media accounts, do you often find yourself, like, responding back immediately to them? Or are you just running their content? Are you just running their structure of their page? The analytics? What exactly are you offering them when you're doing that?
So when I'm doing social media management, I always tell my clients, I'm not going to be the one responding to comments or responding to direct messages. But if I do realize you got some money on the table and you just keep overlooking these people when they're talking, I'm going to tell you, hey, you might want to start replying to these comments and stuff like that. So in that aspect, I'm coaching. But in the aspect of when it comes to the analytics, I'm letting them know that, hey, if we post this type of content and it does really good, and then over the next 2 weeks, we don't have anything that charts just like that one, I would definitely say there's nothing wrong with reposting and repurposing the content that you've already created and stuff like that. So everything with the brand, everything with your captions, your hashtags, and a lot of people don't understand that we get these 30 hashtags that we use on every single post, and Instagram doesn't work like that. Just like Google is SEO, search engine optimization based, Instagram is keyword based. So when you have certain things in your caption that speaks directly to what you're saying in your video and putting the words on the screen, that's gonna help the Instagram algorithm put your stuff to the people who want to see it. So I'm big on that. When I do social media management, I'm also operating as a content coach. Like, I'm giving them the scripts, they're sending it back. I'm letting them know, hey, that lighting wasn't good. You need to kind of, show some more personality. You need to look more at the camera, so I'm really working as a coach as well when it comes to the content.
One thing I've learned is when you're working social media and you're managing and running it, like, moving slowly and procrastinating can stop your ability to maximizing your company, your brand to that next level. So a lot of us in life right now, we're procrastinate on things that, is meant for us to step on right then and there.
Oh, yeah.
Scared money don't make no money. I speak that all the time. So, and a lot of people don't realize, like, when you're running social media, when you have an audience, when you have a brand, you have to engage with your followers. You have to engage with your brand. You have to invest. It takes money to make money.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody don't realize it takes money to make money. Yeah. So your input on engaging with the followers, your input on maximizing what you have, what do you have to offer the audience today? Like, and engaging and, using what they have to maximize it. Because from my understanding, every person that follows you is considered $1, and not just $1. It could be multiple dollars, but you got to use that to actually maximize.
You do.
What can you offer the audience to let them know, like, hey, this is a tip you can take, and this can, take you from here to here.
That is such an amazing question, because at the end of the day, that's the foundation of you actually having a business. Because at the end of the day, it's about who can I serve. Even the Bible talks about the greatest amongst you are the servants. So always come into even your business at how can I serve to the greatest magnitude, right? Not how can I make the most money out of you? Because at the end of the day, people don't understand that money is actually a byproduct. Money isn't the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm doing what I'm doing because of purpose and that I need to serve people. So if I look at everybody who follows me and say, this person ain't spent money. Well, have I served everyone that's following me? So the more I can, that's why I love lead magnets. I love when you can give away valuable information for free, you're going to build that trust factor. Because at the end of the day, if I go to your website, am I going to see anything for free? A lot of times we try to, I was just on the live earlier and I saw this is crazy. A lot of times we try to marry them before we ever date them.
Exactly.
Now, has any of you guys ever married someone before you first dated them? And when we begin to vet and give people free information and let people into our world, and we focus on serving them and give them the information to make money that they can come back and spend with you.
Exactly.
You know? So,
right. Mm-hmm. I love that. Those were some gems, guys. So if you guys didn't write that down, you didn't jot it down, if you didn't notate that, if you didn't put it on the top of your notepad, your Google, your MacBook, your Chrome, whatever it is you have, write that information down, because those were some good gems dropped to you. And you can never understand where this one testimony or this one quote can take your business or can help take you to that next level. Now, I understand you're a man of faith. I know you're a man of faith from, being around you, from experience, from working with you. How would you incorporate you being a man of faith and having faith and running your business at the same time? Because I do know, like, faith, running businesses, putting God first, and then all those things together could cause sometimes a crowd. And when you sometimes crowded in life, it causes you to be confused. And when you're in the midst of confusion, it causes you to not be able to focus on what that next level you need to go to. So how do you manage both of those? Because you are really a man of faith. Like, I really can honestly say, like, this man, I've talked with him, I prayed with him, he's prayed with me, he prayed with my company, he's seen people come, he's seen people go, he's seen people stay, he's seen people come back. He's experienced those things with me. But through all of that, he saw I never lost faith. And that's one thing that I want you guys to know. No matter what it is that you go through in life, never lose faith. Keep your eye on the prize. And the prize is that man above. God will never leave you nor forsake you. So when you're building, when you're growing, when you're elevating, when you're escalating, when elevation requires separation, sometimes God wants you to be in a quiet space, a quiet room. And that's why I started asking God, like, God, you remove so many people from me. What is it that you want? He said, I need you in your quiet season. So you can actually hear me, because when you're in the midst of confusion, you really can't hear what God is saying to you when he's speaking to you, because you got so much in your ear. But he's put me at a season now to where I can't do nothing but understand exactly what he's talking about, exactly what he's speaking. So how do you manage both, like a man of faith and running multiple businesses?
So I have to take this time right now to shout out to my beautiful wife, Jamia, because she is my cheat code. Like, God literally placed her in my life at a time where things were going to begin to move. There was going to be a lot of different, because traumas isn't always bad. Like, traumas is different things coming into, and it might be fast. Like, getting married is trauma. Moving into a new place is trauma. Like, trauma can be good things, neutral things, and sometimes, a lot of times bad things. But she has been the glue that has helped me to remember who I am when I have those times of doubt, when I have those times of frustration. And the main thing, just like you were saying about your quiet place, that is key. That is literally key, because we live in a world that is instant gratification. That is, I need this now, especially the social media world. And we can get caught up into thinking that we're moving in the will of God, but we're actually moving in the will of social media, moving in the will of the critics, and moving in the will of the people who we think, want us to, but really it's just, they're there to literally drain you. And you'll look back, like you were saying, when people are leaving, you'll look back and say, I've given so much to these same people who are leaving me. And God will allow that to happen to you, because he's showing you that they're not loyal.
Exactly.
You only get loyalty, real loyalty, when it comes to me. So me understanding that my loyalty comes from God more than anything, and putting him above anything, realizing that if he put me here for a reason. He put me here for a plan. And he says, I have plans to prosper you and not to harm you. So literally, I just focus on the things of God, and I just let him, I don't hustle, I flow.
Exactly.
So
Love that. One thing I know in life, like when doors closes and when things are not going the way that they should be or you wanting them to be, because all of us want things to go perfect, but there's not a success map that takes us down the straight road. So obviously when in life, when we see the doors close in life, sometimes God places us in the hallway because we never know who is gonna meet in the hallway.
Oh yeah.
You don't know who's that next person. And sometimes when we're in the hallway, we have to praise him in the midst of being in that hallway because we don't know what's that next door he's gonna actually open for us. So we really have to just really trust the process. And really know that God is God and he's covering us and he got us through it all. And when you have a business, when you have a company, when you have a whatever it is you're growing, when you're an entrepreneur, when you're a sales rep, even if you're working a 9-to-5, it doesn't matter because everybody is not meant to be a boss. Everybody's not meant to be an entrepreneur. It's okay. In our generation now, we think so many people, oh, if I work for somebody, it's bad. It doesn't look good. No. Because I didn't start off as being the boss.
Yeah.
I was a worker first in order for me to understand what it takes to be in a boss position. So that's how I can put myself in position now to know that, okay, if this not coming in, it's okay because if I trust only one person, he's going to supply and multiply everything for me. And when you believe, when you have that faith to believe and know that God is going to supply everything no matter what, no matter how bad it gets.
Yeah.
If you have that faith, and all he asks is a little bit of faith, mustard seed faith. Guys, mustard seed faith is all God is asking you guys for. So when you have a business, if you put and honor God first, you can't do anything but lead and go ahead in life. But you got to trust God through the process.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
I love that you said that because what we need to understand is that he knew who he was before he formed us in our mother's womb.
Exactly.
So your life is literally written. So when you think about the essence of this thing, I'm a human being that has walked this earth for 25 years. And I'm going to tell God, who's always been here, he was never created, I'm going to tell him how I think my life should go. And it's like, when you just realize that, it's like, look, God, take me through the pain, the brokenness, and everything that I need to go through so that I can get to that place where you ordained for me to be. A lot of time we waste years trying to dictate our own lives, thinking that we know it all, and God will just we'll be living in a place called grace. So it's like, yeah, we're living and we're going and we're waking up in the morning, but we're not walking in purpose because we're just depending on grace. We got to understand that grace is not a crutch for us to just keep doing the wrong thing and saying, okay, God, grace is a thing to let you know that when you do fall, when you do make the mistakes, I'm here to pick you up. But that don't mean that I'm going to just stand up right now and I'm going to just keep falling and hitting my face on the ground, So just really understanding who you are, what God wants you to do, and understand that this is the thing. You'll never know all the answers. How many times have you read the Bible? How many times have you guys read the Bible? And it's like, this don't seem right, or I don't really understand this, or but this scripture say this and this scripture say this. He does that on purpose to make you seek him so that he can explain to you what it is. He literally says, he pretty much says, I come to make the people who think they're wise look foolish. So he purposely make things seem contradicting until you come to him so that he can show you what it means. If that makes sense. Yeah.
It definitely makes sense. Now, in life, a lot of us in life, like when we're building businesses, when we're entrepreneurs, when we go through, like I done been to the point where I open a business, close a business. I've been to the point to where, God, I feel like giving up. But he said, did I give you this to give up? Are you going to trust me or are you going to try me?
Oh.
And I've been like, woo, you said something then, God. Are you going to trust me or are you going to try me? Anytime you trust God, he's going to take you to that next level.
Yeah.
When you try him, he can show you exactly those things. One thing I've learned is being a boss. Everybody always say, bossing up with Lex, the boss, the CEO, the boss. I always break down to my girls, y'all don't understand what being a boss is. A boss is not just you looking at everything I have and, everything I've built and saying that, okay, she's a boss. She got it. All the bags, all the shoes, she got all the jewelry. That's a boss. No, a boss is really putting someone in the position to win. And my identity of a boss is really sitting back looking like, you know what? If I put you in the position to win,
Mm-hmm.
then that shows me I don't have to no longer work as hard as I used to work because I got someone who's in the boss position now. And if you're in the boss position now, who knows? One day you might need to hire me. One day you need to hire one of my kids. You know, so me grounding myself, me understanding like a boss is really meant to put others in position to win, to grow, and to go to that next level. And to really trust the process because it's not easy. You know, it's not given to us. And, you know, everybody's not going to pass that test.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're all given a test.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and everybody's not going to actually pass that test in life. But I realized being a boss is not just, you know, the diamonds, the jewelry, the money, the cars, the clothes, the designer. It's bigger than that. Yeah. It's putting someone else in the next position to actually win. And when you see someone else winning, that makes you look good because God allowed you to put them in a position to win so that it can help the next generation to grow.
Yeah. And you just said something so profound, help the next generation to grow or even help the next to grow. And that is the key right there because I don't want to be a leader who can't lead leaders and teach leaders how to be leaders. Right? Everything should be multiplication. You know, you should always be building something that if you put your hand off of it, it not just run smoothly, but run even better.
Exactly. So. Now, what is your next new project that you're currently working on now? What is it that you're excited about that I have that's coming maybe December or maybe I have coming in 2024? What is it new that you have to offer that you can, you know, let the audience know, hey, I'm working on this and this is going to take me to this next level. And, you know, and faith comes by believing. Oh, yeah. You have to believe that whatever it is I have planned out, I believe that it's going to happen. What is your new ideas, your new marketing strategies, your new branding strategies to help, you know, entrepreneurs? Because entrepreneurs is 9 times out of 10 what's watching the show right now, what's taking note right now, what they believe in. Like, what can you actually offer them and let them know that's coming new that you can, you know, drop some gems for them?
So as far as, you know, I'm gonna just start with like the music side. You know, the single is out. Of course, I just dropped I dropped 2 albums this year. One was called Trench Season, and the other one was called Big Vizzo, The Biggest. So with the music, definitely gonna be working on a new project. Now, just as the totality as an entrepreneur, what I've been noticing that's been happening, like even on my consultations, I just been noticing I can just be working on some graphics for a client, and out of nowhere, gotta just drop a word for the person, and I'm just talking to them, and like, it'll just turn into an all-out church session. They'll be crying and stuff like that. So I really feel that in this season, what God is about to start doing is just putting me more like, this is so prophetic right now, like just putting me more on, you know, podcasts and, you know, doing more of speaking because earlier this year. Because you can speak,
baby. You can speak. You really can speak. You got it.
Appreciate that. So like earlier this year, like even, I think that was earlier this year, at the last event that you had when you had brought some people in. And I remember what the guy had said to me. He was just talking about, you know, the speaking events and stuff like that that God was going to begin to do. And I have such just like Ezekiel, I think it was Ezekiel, he was talking about the fire that shut up in his bones. I just love having a passion and having this zeal to just want to uplift and speak to people because it's like when I come in a room and I see people, it's just like I remember being at a young age looking around, not understanding what is this life. Like I was just almost feeling like someone dropped me here and left me here with nothing. So when God took me on that path to purpose, I have such a passion to help people understand, not just, oh, you're a graphic designer or you're a rapper. No, inside of that umbrella, who are you? What is your mission? What did you come to do? And I just want to help give people that fire and give them people that fire back. So I just want to speak more. Yeah.
And y'all heard that from Journae, of course, himself, the graphic plug. One thing I want to leave with you guys today is the journey, the version, the level that you are right now in life is because of what you have and what you not trying to change. When you're going and when you're growing, you have to change everything that's around you. Your identity, your mindset, in order for you to go and grow to that next level. So always know in life, this is one thing I want to speak and leave with you. The version of you right now is why you have what you have. In order for you to go and grow to that next level, make a complete identity change in your life. When you make that complete identity change, everything around you tends to change. Whether it's your circle, whether it's your environment, whether it's your bank account, whether it's your fiance, whether it's your wife, your family, your kids, your husband, whatever it is. But you have to make, when you're ready for a change, you have to do a 360, not a 180.
Oh, yeah.
And that's words from Bossing Up with Lex. Remember, change comes from within. If you can change you, you can't help but to go and grow to that next level. And that's Bossing Up with Lex on Winning Women Wednesdays. Stay tuned, stay motivated, and of course, stay bossing up.